Ferrari had a very difficult challenge on their hands when they announced that they would be making a successor to the incredible 458 Italia. They had to make it louder, faster and more exciting. Did they achieve this? Let's find out. This is the result of Ferrari's hard work, the 488 GTB. Now I'm sure you all know the Ferrari 458 was drop dead gorgeous from nearly every angle. The 488 on the other hand, in my eyes, just doesn't look as clean or as beautiful as the 458. The front end of the 488 looks like it has buck teeth, and the side air vents looks like it's rib cage. The best angle, in my opinion, of the 488 has to be the back end at a low stance. And we get to see the glorious Italian V8 engine. While we're on the subject of the signature red V8, Ferrari has decided to slap two turbos onto it, making the 488 the first turbocharged mid-engine Ferrari since the sensational F40 back in the 1980s. The 488 gets from 0 to 62 in a blistering 3 seconds flat and keeps pushing on to a top speed of 205 miles an hour, which is 3 miles an hour quicker than the old 458 Speciale. It even has more ponies on board also, now with 661 horsepower and 561 pounds-feet of torque, compared to the old Speciale's 597 horsepower and 398 pounds-feet of torque. Okay, I hear you. Enough of all the chit chat about numbers and the technical stuff. Let's get down to what we really care about, the driving experience. So we're coming up to the first corner, the little chicane on the Norway track, and this thing feels tight as a freaking drum. Seriously, you just point it in and it'll go for you. Seriously, it is very, very well balanced, this car. Possibly one of the best balanced cars I have ever driven. Seriously, it is insanely good now. Right down into third gear for this corner. Just glides through it. It's like a swan. Seriously, like a swan over waves. It just glides through the corners. And then on the exit, because of that turbocharger, you do get a big grunt coming out of it. You get a nice big boost coming out of the actual corners. Now, like the 458 Italia, the back end, you can sense it does want to come out still, because this is a rear-wheel drive mid-engine car with over 660 horsepower. So, yep, there it is. Like I said, just wanting to get the arse out. For a long sweeping bend, this thing should be pretty good. Yep, okay, right down at the third for this one. It's a really, really cool, like, handling car, this. It is very, very confidence inspiring. I mean, some cars you're like afraid to take to the limits, but this one, it's like, it's encouraging you to do it. Seriously, it's like, go on man, you could do it. Put your foot to the floor, explore my levels of acceleration and top speed. You can do it, man, you can do it. Just so good around that corner. Now, I know that it could have been a lot more cleaner there, but still, oh man, so good. Fourth gear, I did not lift off there, and it's just got enough grip. Over the jump we go. Oh, yes, lands it very, very nice. Now, a lot of people have been making a fuss about this car and the turbocharger, because they're kind of making a fuss how it isn't naturally aspirated and it won't feel right and stuff, but you've got to remember the F40 was turbocharged and look how good that thing was, seriously. So I would probably say this is more of a successor to the F40 rather than the 458. I don't know what you would make of that, guys, but personally that's what I would think it would be, because as I said, no mid-engine Ferrari with a turbocharger since the F40, so it's kind of like that. Now, speaking of the turbocharger, can you feel it and can you hear it? Only sometimes. Only sometimes. See when you're on like the very maximum revs, you can hear it just going and everything, but on lower revs you can't really hear it, and you don't really get the sense of it being a turbocharged car until like, the maximum rev range, because you get that extra boost. Although it isn't VTEC, VTEC kicked in. Oh yeah, she still loves to get sideways. That's the one thing I like about this car. It is still really resemblant of the 458 Italia, which gets its arse out quite a lot, so it's nice to see that it's still maintaining that, but still adding a lot more precision and grip if you want to be like a serious racer. But if you just want to like poon around, you can have some fun in this thing. Turn the traction control off and have a good time. Oh yes! Hey, 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 hey. I'm such a child. Now, along with the addition of the turbocharger, the power has been increased, as I said, to 661 horsepower, and you can really feel it, especially if you go and drive a 458 before this. It is bonkers how quick this thing is compared to that car. That car was fast, it really was fast, but this thing is in a different chapter, seriously. It's in a different chapter of quickness. A little bit on the grass there, but you can easily correct it. God, this car's good. Now we know that the 488 delivers on nearly every single aspect of being a well thought out supercar and also the successor to the 458 Italia. But the big question that is still lurking around is the new boy the new king of the castle, or in this case, the track? I sense a face-off is in order. The 458 Speciale clocked in at an impressive 1 minute 31.737. But the victor is the 488 with a time of 1 minute 29.656, a whole 2 seconds faster than its father. This leaves me with only one question: is it better than the 458? Obviously, in terms of sheer performance, it has that box ticked, but to me there's still something missing. That's something I felt when the 458 first launched. It's hard to put a finger on it, but to me, the 458 has more soul, more character, and it will always make my eyes melt when I see one. I don't want to make it sound as if I'm giving the 488 a downer. It's a magnificent machine, and as they intended, they've made it better in every tangible way than its predecessor. Think of it like the 650S to the 12C. New styling, more power, and better handling. But here's the thing, the 12C needed improvement. The 458, however, did not.